It is time for Hot Topics. And on today's panel, I've got the editor of The Stranger, Rich Smith, Seattle publicist Rachel Liuzzi, and my executive producer, Joseph. Good morning to you all.
Good morning.
You can tell it's a Monday because I couldn't say Rachel's name. Liuzzi? Is that right? Liuzzi?
Liuzzi.
Okay, well, let's make sure we got that right. And I'm Italian. I feel like you should take away my Italian card today.
No, it's okay. Too many Z's and
no, it's good
makes
stuff.
things spicy.
It makes things spicy. Well, we wanted to start today talking about something, usually in Hot Topics we talk about crazy, fun pop culture, but we just could not ignore the tragedy that is gripping the nation, the Maui fires. So, you look at the drone footage and it's just jaw-dropping. These was fueled by winds, that was fueled by a hurricane. So many things went into making this a total tragedy. And this isn't the first time we've seen an entire town reduced to ash by a fire. We also had Paradise in California. When you look at this, you have to think, what do we need to do to protect people, right?
It's so sad. I don't know if any of you have been to Lahaina, but it is such a cute little town. They have that banyan tree at the foot of the main street. It's such a peaceful place. Yes, there's a lot of tourists there, but it's just the culture there is so beautiful. And I was just absolutely stunned when I saw what had happened and how fast it happened, basically kind of overnight. So I'm just really, all the people of Hawaii are in my thoughts, and I hope, they can get as much help as they need. Right?
Yeah, let's not forget, this is actually rural America. You forget that because it's an island. This is rural America. Rural, thank you.
Yes.
But
small town,
I wonder, how are they going to get aid? I was listening to someone speaking yesterday about it and saying that FEMA is ready to, activate, but they have a $4 billion budget shortfall, and it's going to take $6 billion to help raise Lahaina.
Yeah.
Who's going to pay for this?
It's going to be tough.
I think it's important for folks who live on the mainland who have enjoyed any of the islands, not just Maui, to, think of or, pull whatever funds they have that they can spare to send off to the communities there, because, I have vacationed to Hawaii multiple times in my life, and it's not even folks who have moved from the mainland to Hawaii, but the native islanders who have been there for time forever, who can totally benefit from our dollars, not just in the form of tourism, but just continuing to lift them up and acknowledge that they have been there for forever and we are visitors to their spaces. So I know there are tons of places and ways out there to send dollars. So hopefully that's something that's top of mind for folks.
Yeah. And speaking of which, actually, King 5 has activated Northwest Response to help Red Cross and the people of Maui. I'm going to put it up here right there for you. All you have to do is scan the QR code on your screen to donate if you are able. And the one thing I like about donating through King 5 is that I know that where the money's going. There's no scamming this. You can track us. And this is, of course, in combination with U.S. Bank as well. So, all right. Good luck to everyone there. And we'll continue to follow the efforts for cleanup, obviously. But meantime, the hot weather is no joke. In Seattle, we are expected to get into the 90s this week. Is this technically a heat wave? I haven't heard.
Emotionally. It's certainly emotionally.
It says excessive heat warning on my phone.
Yeah.
So I will listen.
Yes. How do y'all stay cool? Does everyone here have air conditioning?
I have one that I have not set up yet because it hasn't been super hot. I will run to Lake Washington and sit there in the weird stony bottom, shores of the lake and just enjoy. Otherwise, I will hide in my home and keep the blinds drawn.
Lay on the floor like our cats do?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
What about you, Rich?
I was thinking about getting an air conditioner, but my neighbor across the hall got an air conditioner, and every time he uses it, the power on our floor goes out.
Oh.
So I'm going to use my patented two-fan system, and I've recently gotten back into, I should say, popsicles. There's a strawberry one from a brand I like that has actual strawberries in it, which is both delicious and alarming. You don't
have your sugar and your fruit.
Yeah, exactly.
Smart. It's smart. So you're not an Otter Pop guy. You're definitely
I'm a boutique popsicle guy now.
that.
Yeah,
Right.
in my old age.
Bougie popsicle guy. It's good to know. If I'd known that, I would have had bougie popsicles.
Next time we will have the bougie popsicles.
makes the best, but I don't know if they're up here. So, Rich, you cover Seattle politics. Speaking of things heating up, you covered this at The Stranger. Now that the August primary is over, What do you expect heading into November, and what are the big issues with Seattle voters this year?
I expect a lot more money to come into the race. In previous city council races, corporate PACs and union PACs have spent more than $1 million to get their candidates through, largely by paying for mailers and TV spots to communicate with voters. And so I expect that money to come in. It'll be interesting to see who backs whom. And obviously some of the big issues are homelessness, which is at the top of everyone's mind. Public safety, sure, and then of course the big budget deficit that the city faces, and where the money to plug some of those holes will come from. Oof. And almost the whole city council is up for re-election this year. So there's a lot to gain and a lot to lose.
It'll be interesting to see who fills those seats, because some of those city council members, a lot of folks are very frustrated. So. We'll leave that to you, Rich. We'll be checking your column as frequently as possible to keep track. Meantime, news that has really just kind of dominated the headlines. Elon and Zuck fight. So they're allegedly going to have an MMA battle.
Did we all know that Mark
There's
Zuckerberg
Zuck right
was this
there.
ripped? I did not know.
Dude, I did not. Under his t-shirt, I had no idea what was hiding.
What? And then there's...
Elon?
All of the tech guys are getting ripped. Bezos is ripped.
Yeah.
Elon's not getting ripped.
Elon looks...
Elon's like, I don't care. I'll fight you with my mind.
And all the websites that he will acquire over time.
These lasers I built into my eyes. No, honestly, okay, so here's the thing. I'm like, this is really happening? Is this where we are in society right now? But aside from that, apparently it's going to be streamed on both Twitter and Meta, so they came together for this. And then all proceeds will be donated to veterans, which I think is great, but they're holding the event in Italy, so is it going to be Italian veterans? Is it going to be American veterans? I need more information.
I saw late last night that Zuck was like, maybe Elon's not taking this seriously. Like, I heard a rumor that they want to practice in his backyard or something first.
Well, I mean, his backyard could be a ring.
Sure, but I'm like, I feel like this is never going to happen. And if it does, I sort of feel like it's just going to be this choreographed thing that's made for media.
I mean, I'm okay with that. I would like them to wear costumes.
Sure.
And I want some chairs, some folding chairs. Go full WWE on this,
okay.
I feel like.
I like your vision for this.
To me, it seems like one more way for them both to continue to be viral in ways that they maybe don't need to become viral.
I think Rachel's right about that.
I just wish that Elon would just come out and say that he's in love with Mark Zuckerberg, because there's no amount of this is a lot of attention.
A lot of attention.
And if you want to get in a ring and hug, you could do that. You could just call him up, slide his DMs, set up a moment, a time, and do it. You don't have to turn to
I think
violence.
Rich is onto something with that.
I think you're right. It's okay, and we would be happy to talk about that here, because new days for everyone, and I am so grateful that y'all are here.